Okay, so a friend of mine saw my video from last week and he's given me this transformer, which was nice of him, so I can test this out, but unfortunately I haven't got any wire yet, so I can't actually do it. I've set up the 3D printer. I'm not going to go on about this too much because there's millions of YouTube videos about 3D printing and whatnot. I'm just going to briefly show some of it in this video only, and then I'll shut up about 3D printing. But I am going to be using the printer for printing stuff for the submarine. But if you want to skip the 3D printer bit, I'll put the time on to skip to there. So I've literally just got it out the box and put it up on this worktop, and I read somewhere that having a good solid base helps, so I've got this this old piece of granite worktop which I'll just put on there, so that I don't know, that might help. Yeah, I've read the manual. Put the stuff, the filament in. I'm literally just following the instructions. I've just so now what do we do? I've heated the nozzle up. Now on the back of the filament it says 190 to 230, so I've gone for 220, which is what it says on the instructions here in this picture. Select and then select that thing, that, printing. No, it's not. I'm doing anything. Oh. Something's happening. Is that it? I think it's done. Are you allowed to take it out? Is that hot? No. What does it say here? Print finish. Does this just come off now? Huh. I mean, look at that, it's amazing. Who invents stuff like this? It's unbelievable. That's my first printed thing. I've seen this being made on the internet millions of times, so it's nice to have my own one. Pity it's bright green, but there we are. This is what I actually want to make, little bits and bobs like this. So this is what I'm actually going to make. It needs to fit in here. So what is that? My very first ever thing has finished. I don't know what that line was. I saw that line on the drawing anyway. So let's see if we got any success. Now I made this slightly tapered, so with a millimetre less and then a millimetre over. So the idea being that it would push in there, which it does an absolute treat. Actually, that's amazing. Now, so that's good, that end. You know, probably could have put a little support in there actually, but think about that. Now, this is the other end, and I did the same, and that isn't quite as good, I don't think. I think it's just contacting the bottom. I mean, it's okay, I could glue it in. So I think that just needs a tweak. Make it just 0.5 millimeter bigger. It'd be nice to know what that thread was. I could make it, screw it in. I don't know what it is. It's like a massive big fat thread. It's 40 millimeter. Surely not just like M40 or something. I wonder. I mean, Peter's bright green as well though. Anyway, so these parts have arrived. So these are the hatch brackets and the hatch mechanism. I've also bought these, which are little, what do you call these, rose joints. So these are going to fit to these, to this hopefully, and operate the hatch mechanism. And I kind of slipped up a little bit with these because I forgot to specify that I wanted them polished. So I either leave them as they are, and you know, they didn't look too bad brushed actually, or I polish them up, but I'm not very good at polishing. Never seem to get a very good finish. Anyway, I'll have a think about that. Okay, finished the weld on one side of that one. Right, so I've just got one more run to go on that. Excuse me, I'm just getting a bit waiting for it to cool down a little bit. I'm just looking at this. So I made another one of these without any problems. I don't know what I did differently last week. I just reset everything up, did it again, and it worked as it normally does, so I have no idea. Anyway, so that's going to go in there, and then this plate is going to go on, like that. And then I bought these rose joints, which I did think were going to be better than ball joints, but I just realised now that there's a bit of restriction there. I mean, it says 13 degrees of movement, but that doesn't take into account the fact that it's up against something. I mean, maybe it does. Perhaps that is 13 degrees. Anyway, I mean, it won't matter. I can always change them to different ball joints, but I was actually just thinking if whether if I just hold that there. You know, this is how I showed it on the drawing, and that would be poking up to about where it's got to go, and it's right on the wire of it. But I wondered if I could flip it over. You know, flip it over and have it on the underside, and it would be sort of more out the way. Probably just be able to test it, to be honest, once it's on. So I think next stage is to get this. Let's get this welded in. So I've finished the final welding on that overpressure valve, both sides obviously. I'm just going to tack this in to start with. Check it's all lined up okay. There. Good thing with this is I can just spin it round. Like that. Right, I'm just truing up the bore now because welding is cooled, and I've just running the reamer through it by hand using this improvised wrench because I haven't got one. I will get one because this is ridiculous. Oh, oops. Here to have it. In fact, so that I don't have to risk running the reamer backwards, I'm going to hook it out from the underneath. So it's taken off hardly anything, but that's to be expected. That's to true it up, because the welding will distort it slightly. So there's a 0.2mm gap in that, which allows for the O-ring. So that'll be fine. So that's trued up now. So if I got the tower out actually and just have a look at this final surface, and it's just absolutely fantastic, as you would expect. So the whole point of sending these this part away and getting this skimmed and whatnot was so that this hatch and this surface now fit perfectly together. And also now what I've got to do is put these on for the hatch, so they'll go there, something like that, but I need to polish these up. Next jobs, I've got to put on the tabs for the strike plates for the hatch latching mechanism. I think there might be a couple. I actually wish I'd put those on before I'd sent it for machining, because there's a chance that this could warp now, but gonna have to risk it. There's not much other option. That's the snorkel. I might put a couple more things in the hull, in the tower, just in case that I need anything to go through.